What do you think the difference is between great and the best?
Oh, it's a fine line, but I think and I said this I say this a lot, the greatest athletes who ever played in any sport that they're in save their best for the most crucial and most pressure scenario. And I always relate to when I was a younger kid and a guy that was a fan of every sport and watched other athletes. And I always said this, that if it was game 7 of a baseball game, you could not get George Brett out. George Brett was the greatest clutch hitter I ever saw as a baseball player. If it was game 7 of NBA Finals, you wanted to see Larry Bird and Magic Johnson play because they both could dominate. I thought that John McEnroe, the bigger the game, the bigger the tennis match, the different level that he would go to. And more importantly, those players loved it. You could see by the look in their eyes and in their faces, it wasn't work to them. That's when they were having their most fun, and that's when they were having their most enjoyment. Was the bigger the game and the bigger the situation, the next level that they would rise to. And for me, that's what I've always admired, and that's why I've always said that guy's a good player, but that guy's a great player.
And you hold, obviously, so many NHL records, and I think probably what's most impressive isn't the number of records, but the gap between you and the person who's second, maybe the most amazing stats that if you took away all your NHL goals, you would still be the leader in points in the NHL. But I was interested to read you a quote that somebody said and get your thoughts, and it's that, quote, "I always say he's the greatest player ever because he wasn't strong. As a matter of fact, he was kind of weak. He wasn't fast. He was just an average skater. His shot wasn't that great. He wasn't quick. There was no one thing you could point at and say, that's what makes him great. But he could put it all together like nobody else could." What do you think?
Who said that?
Hockey commentator.
My dad?
Yeah.
Well, listen, it goes back to what I said from the very beginning. When I was 6, I never changed my style of play. And I was fortunate that I worked on my craft from the time I was 5 years old to the time I retired at 39. And I knew what I had. I wasn't fast, and I wasn't strong, and I didn't have the hardest shot. But he's right. I did put it together in a sense that if there was a loose puck, I could get to a loose puck. My ability to have tremendous balance on my skates. I was hard to knock off the puck because I had great balance. Shooting the puck, I didn't necessarily have the hardest shot, but I could tell you, I could hit the exact spot that I wanted to shoot the puck to. So for me, those things all made me the player that I was. And then the preparation for a game, and I said this recently, we were really well coached in Edmonton, and yet I think that one of the big pluses for the Oilers and for the organization was that guys like myself and Mark Messier and Glenn Anderson and Yuri Curry and Paul Coffey, all guys who became Hall of Famers, we were like sponges. We wanted to be directed, and we wanted to be coached, and we wanted to be told, and we listened to it. And we took that direction as this is going to make us a better team and better players. And so all that cultivated into what we became, and I like to think that we were all a big part of that. And the era I played in, let's face it, I came in at the right time. And timing in life is a big part of it too. There was 21-team league when I came in. Probably would have been very difficult for me to make a 6-team league. I got 1 year sort of a stepping stone where I played in that WHA that wasn't as good as the NHL, but it was better than the American League level, so that helped me. The game is different today. These players are bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, the goaltending's different. Who knows if I could even have played in this era, but I'd like to think that somehow I would have found a way.
Right.